Whew, so here we go live. I gotta take a little insulin before I really get going here. We'll see what happens. Just had a little snack. Hope everybody's having a really great Saturday. It's beautiful here in the Pacific Northwest, location of the United States. Having a little coffee. Probably should put my headphones on, make sure I can hear myself. Yeah, hopefully my audio's cranking. Let's bring the gain up on that mic a little bit. And turn my headphones up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Trimmer Bear. Hello, Falcro. If you're still here, hello, brother. I know you get all over the internet looking at everybody's streams. There's so many of them going on. Slick. Hey. Oh boy, got a special guest in the chat today. Rick, I hope you're having a great day. I think your guitar's having a pretty good day. The owner of the guitar is among us right now. I'm going to play this thing a little bit. I took it down to the shop because I had my. Let me move this microphone a little bit closer so that we can get good, good old SM7 sound going. Yeah. Where's my? Sorry about this. So took the guitar into my shop today, working on it for a very good friend. And he came over the other night, and we drank a beer together and played some guitar and had a really great time. He is a fantastic fucking guitar player, you guys. Let me change the camera angle here. That way I'll be kind of looking at you. Um, very very fluent guitar player, well rounded, well educated, just plays like a boss. And so he plays in a local metal band here in our town. There are very few of them, and in fact there's only one locally, which is kind of strange because heavy metal being such a powerful form of music. We get a lot of the our common uh, type of music that we get to watch around here is very folk, very acoustic guitar oriented, and God bless them. Um, but the work that it takes to establish a metal band and to get together with four other guys, in some cases five other guys, and practice to get your music sounding top notch is remarkable. And if you go watch these guys play, you can tell that they practice. And I encounter some of them quite often when I'm out and about at open mics. The owner of this guitar, Ricky, he attends the open mic here and supports the live music scene in LeGrand far beyond what a lot of folks who participate in the music scene here do. And I want to give a big shout out to him for doing that. I too play in a band here in town. It's a cover band. Um, yeah, we had a blast, dude. That was fun the other night. It was fun to get to sit here and watch you play a few different guitars, man. It was really an eye opener for me. I too play in a cover band here in town, and I'm in the process of putting together an original metal band. Been contacted by some folks out of my area that play in some pretty badass bands, and I've asked them to come over on their travels around the Northwest to stop in for a show. They always have a place to crash here at my place, and there are plenty of people around that bands to try and keep their costs down. I'd also like to ask many of you who do go observe live bands play. Um, they do appreciate getting money throwing bills up on stage. That is always a wonderful way to help a band survive. But here's another idea I have for you, and that is the next time you go to watch a band play and you happen to be a guitar player and you happen to have an extra set of strings laying around, take those with you and hand those to the guitar player or one of the guitar players. Um, Ernie Ball 10s or 10 gauge strings are the most common. If the guy's playing a thing with a Floyd Rose, they're probably nines, but it depends on how they're tuned. So, a little detail about the work that I did on this particular guitar. Um, Let me grab this thing. Here she is. Look at that. Yeah, it's a pointy object. You could probably kill someone with this guitar. The Jackson. I don't know. I don't know the model. Maybe Ricky could help let y'all know what model of guitar this is. I often don't know the exact model of an instrument, but sometimes it's very helpful when I'm working on them. Yeah, I never worry about that. Um, so I want to start with a cleaner amplifier on this one. I want to play around with it a little bit just to see how she sounds. Now I had this. I was working on it at my shop today, and I did tuned it up and just kind of set it up. Got the Floyd Rose working proper, and I wanted to make sure that. Let me see if I can turn the delay off. Yeah, so this should be very clean. I just want to check the tuning of it, and so just details. It's the Jack's JS32 White Warrior, uh, weapon or guitar, exactly. So okay, so got a nice big warm tone on this one. Let's EQ this a little bit so we can get some little better audio. I think that was a little bassy. I might have an overdrive. I do have an overdrive turned on. Let's turn the overdrive off. Yeah, let me change this camera angle so maybe you can see what I'm doing on the guitar. Watch. Just down here where you can see the guitar. You don't need to see my face so much. That's what it's all about. So if I'm changing pickups, you'll know. I just switched to the bridge pickup. Um, so what we did was we changed this thing from E standard to D standard tuning. So it's D, G, C, F, A, D. There's your tuning. Definitely, definitely tuned for playing metal with a low tuning, but you can get away with a lot of really cool old blues tunes if you're if you choose to in this lower tuning. Um, and keep in mind, I just put strings on this less than an hour ago and got it set up. It's been about an hour since I got strings on it. And I gave them one hell of a stretching, but they may need a little bit more. When you have an instrument like this, it takes a lot of work with all the moving parts to get everything settled in. Even just doing a simple string change, and the Falcro is very well aware of this now. That you've got to work with these things to get them to sit right. So every time you play them, they're in tune. And usually it takes an hour or so of really seriously playing and really working the tremolo bar, vibrato bar, I should say, to get them to really settle in. And sometimes you got to unlock the nut a couple of times. Yeah. Hey, Rich. Wes, what's happening, brother? So I'm just kind of playing through some chords just to see how this thing's holding up with respect to using the vibrato bar, and really give it a good run through to make sure when this thing hits the stage that it's going to be a flawless performance with respect to the guitar staying in tune. I'm not the guitar player that's going to be playing this on stage. Hopefully you can make this show coming up. The band is playing. This guitar will hit the stage for the first time on June 3rd. So if you're in the local area here in Northeast Oregon, be sure to stop in and check out the band. There's plenty of publicity going on out there. I would love to see the venue do a bit more, but that's their thing. I think it might freak them out a little bit because they may get over too much. Too many folks show up to a gig or a show. They can they can get overwhelmed in there. The capacity there's, I don't know, 120 people maybe. All right, let's check this with the tuner. I'm running through the archetype Petrucci. Um, really small movements, man. The fine tuners on this thing are really, really great. Just takes one little move and so, what all did we do with this thing today? We changed the string gauge from nines to tens, and then in doing that, we had to adjust the balance of the Floyd Rose to sit flush with the top of the body of the guitar, and it's perfectly flat right now. We adjusted the truss rod to get the neck relief correct in the neck, and I went I went fairly light on that. I set that at about 7,000. So the neck is really flat compared to a lot of folks. And I used that given the fact that I'm a huge Jeff Beck fan and he's one of the fastest guitar players who ever lived and plays with his fingers unbelievable. If you know Jeff Beck, you know what I'm talking about. Hi, Zach. Yeah, and so we did the neck relief. Then we did the string height. Then in the back, we I've got the cover plate on this because it came with the cover plate, and I removed your condom. I'm sorry, Ricky. I took your condom off of all your plastic pieces. Your wife can thank me later. But we got all the covers off of it because you leave those on there, they're going to get stuck and they'll be shitty and it'll look terrible. So underneath the springs, something I noticed about this guitar was that when you would use the whammy bar, you could hear the springs in the back of this thing. There are 3 springs in the back of this instrument. Get my microphone out of the way. You can get it where you can see the guitar. There's 3 springs in the back here, and they were making some noise, and we can't have that. If an audience is hearing the springs in your whammy bar, they're hearing stuff that they do not need to hear, nor did they pay to hear that. So we insulated those springs to make them quiet in the back, and then adjusted the spring tension to balance with the string tension to get this Floyd Rose to sit perfectly flat. And then after all of that was done, I should say, I say we a lot. I intonated the instrument. And the thing really is holding tune very nicely. Yeah. Yeah, Slick, you know it, buddy. So I haven't really played this thing in any sense of how the owner of this instrument might play it. So we're gonna, I don't know, dreamy. Is this B minor? Oh. Okay, so I have to remember this thing is cross-tuned, so this happens to be an E minor, which is perfect. working very nicely. Let's go back to our other amp. After all that, beating the tar out of this thing. See, and after all of the pulling and whacking on the whammy bar and bending 3 frets and 4 frets in some cases, the thing is just in perfectly good tune. So, if you're gonna go, if you got an instrument like this and you were gonna go do a gig in a couple hours, you could feel pretty confident that this thing is gonna hold tune all night. I didn't touch a tuner, not at all. So really, really happy with it. The guitar feels really nice. One thing I'm noticing that I didn't catch or take time to really catch, there's a couple of bends. It's like the frets are a little bit rough, especially here at the 7th fret. When I'm moving that string and creating vibrato, I'm noticing a little bit of like maybe when the frets were finished at the factory, they left a little bit of the sanding scrapes in the fret, and I mean, I am a luthier, and I may pick up on this, whereas many people won't. And that's not to say that I'm a better guitar player than anyone, because I'm not. But I can feel a little bit of stuff to hear. I don't think, Rick, I don't think it'll bother you at all. You may not even notice it, and I probably shouldn't even have said anything, but uh, you can't hear it. Um, you can't hear it at all, even acoustically in the room. I'm kind of listening to it through my microphone, but I can feel a little bit of roughness there, and that might just work its way out as you play the fuck out of this thing over the next several months. So, a little detail about the work: the string action at the 12th fret, 4/64ths. On the bass E string and on the treble E string, it's set at 3/64. So we have very, very, very low string action as far as guitars go. Now you can probably get lower, but there's a point where you do and potentially do have string action. Uh, okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I didn't think it would. I just when I feel stuff like that, I feel like it's important for me, because that could be remedied if you do notice it. That can be remedied with just doing a really good grab a piece of 1500 grit sandpaper and just polish the frets, and you can usually get rid of little stuff like that. Although the guitar is brand spanking new, right? So uh, that stuff with you, playing. You're gonna wear those. You're gonna sand those little divots out of it, and boy. Let me look. I'm just curious what these might appear like to my naked eye. Yeah. Okay. Right here, definitely at the 7th fret. There's definitely, you'll have to look at this. We may want to discuss taking care of this. There's definitely this thing got hit probably during shipping. That might be something, if this was mine, and I'm being really, really super fucking picky because I love you. Um, and it's how I treat everybody, but I might think about replacing that fret, because there's a really good divot in that one. I can't believe I didn't see that before. I don't know. Let me give some volume here. Where is that? That's okay. So let me go to this other angle here. Um, so right here on the 7th fret, in particular under the G string and the B string, it's like something hit this guitar. But I'm bending the string. I'm just bending the string across those little marks on the fingerboard, and obviously you can't hear anything. And if we give it some gain, oh come on, or if we give it some gain, yeah, just noticing that. You'll see it when we get the guitar back to you. Maybe if you're available this afternoon, you can come over. We can take a look at that. Let's try another backing track maybe with this thing. See what we can come up with. I think I need to turn the backing track up just a hair. Oh, that one's kind of been done. Okay. Let's see what this one sounds like. Yeah, she's ripping. Man, this thing is killer. Holy shit. You selling this thing, brother? Okay, yeah. Ah, yeah, cool. Uh, cool. Well, that's great. This thing is really in good shape right now, man. I should probably put it away before I wear the strings out. No, I'm joking, brother. These things are going to be good for a long time. These are Ernie Ball 10s, so they might feel a little different to you. You may not notice much at all. I can't say. You probably got 10s on maybe one or two of your other guitars. I don't know. Um, but this thing is really really holding up great. uh yeah, I think this will do you justice, brother. Let's check it on a tuner real quick just to see for real what's happening with this. Let's see. Look at that. Any complaints? Come on, peanut gallery. Where's the peanut gallery? That's just a big old E major. uh yeah, I think she's ready. um fairly cool day. I love setting these up. It's really fun and very no, no opening. Uh yeah, it's a great way to check your guitar tuning, is a big old fashioned opening, and more importantly, your intonation. This thing is dead on. It is dead on. So really happy with the way it turned out, and really happy the way that it's holding its own. And we'll get it back to its owner. And thanks for dropping in. I know my shows are real boring because I talk about important educational stuff and people don't have time for it. Generally, they want to watch just nonsense. So that's my YouTube stream. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you all soon. All three of you. Yay.